Should I consider myself cheated on or... Man, where to start? Long story short, his ex, we'll say B, acted weird and dumped me a few weeks after our 10-year anniversary. Hooked up with a coworker that I was suspicious about before almost immediately. Wanted to fix things the next day, but I found out about the meetup from her friends. B and I had a 10-year relationship, got engaged in 2018, bought a house together the same year, really started our lives together. July, we had our anniversary and went on a trip and had an awesome time. In my head. Once we got back, she was quiet, really weird, just distant. She got home from work one night and her phone kept blowing up. Saw it was this dude she worked with, we'll call him Jay, and she doesn't hide crap or never tried to before. And it was these, "Oh, you looking really good, you been hitting the gym?" messages. Dude obviously spitting some game. Crap like that. B, as gorgeous as she is, has always had insecurity issues with her image. So I knew she was liking the attention. Made me a little uneasy. Confronted her about it, and it turns into this big thing of her saying that I'm insecure and stop worrying. Red flag number 1, the reversal. Then, a week later, after her phone doesn't make noises anymore miraculously, I get home and just as plain as day, "I want to break up, I'm not happy." And that was it. No conversation, no explanation. I couldn't even get a word in. Life flipped in 30 seconds. I go stay at a friend's house for a few nights, and we're still texting and all. Nothing hateful or anything, just talking basically. She goes dark randomly for a few hours, then calls me at 3 a.m. just to say, "Sorry, I fell asleep. I'm about to take a shower." Random AF. Plus, I know her best. When this chick takes a 20-minute nap, she can't speak for 2 hours. When she called, it sounded like she did a big bowl of meth. I fall asleep and wake up at 7 to 4 messages from our very good mutual girlfriend saying to call her. Thank God for friends like these because it was her telling me that B hooked up with Jay and that B was going to try and fix things later on when I stopped by to grab some stuff because the hookup wasn't what she expected and the dude was a real jerk afterwards. Kinda happy about that, to be honest. We have our confrontation about it and all I got was, "Well, we were broken up. I didn't cheat on you." And that's her theme since I'm not a cheater, just dumped you for a week for free dick. Sure, we were broken up for crap, less than a week. Not gonna lie, I did my thing a week into the breakup, but I feel like her crap was a planned ordeal and she had her intentions a while back. Found out they've been texting and hanging out long before the anniversary trip, but nothing physical. Have gotten back together and B still hits me up to talk and change things around. So back to the main question. We weren't together, but damn, was I cheated on? Crap's still bothering me months later. Like, F that's cold and I'm still having trouble comprehending throwing a solid relationship away for a fling. First reaction from Loud Freedom 961. Yes, you were cheated on. She had at least an emotional affair and planned the physical affair while you were together, but broke up to experiment with Jay. If Jay hadn't been crap in bed and a jerk after he got his, she would still be on Jay's cock carousel. But even if she didn't cheat, you can decide that her shady behavior is a reason to not get back with her. Next reaction from Director 20530. She cheated first. She manipulated the situation to cause your break so she could feel better about her behavior. She could not call timeout on a marriage. Red Rain 007 chimes in. It was all planned. High class gaslighting. Never forget. She took the decision to take a break for free screwing. Never forget that moment when she broke up with you, saying those words, "I'm not happy anymore." Take that as a gift to make your life amazing as possible, with the women you deserved. Moving on. I think I need therapy to learn to trust my own mind again. My boyfriend of 8 years and I spent the holiday season talking about what traditions we can't wait to start doing when we have our own family. We were planning on getting a house for our own, talking about engagement. Then yesterday, I got a DM on Twitter from a random inactive account asking how I knew him. A friend of the girl he was cheating on me with for over a year traced his number and address to his Facebook and Twitter accounts. She couldn't get through to him, so she messaged me because they saw our pics together. He had been lying to her about who he was entirely and planning a life with her. He told her he loved her. In the screenshots they sent me, he even talked about the astrological signs of the kids they would have in the future. They would exchange gifts, and he called her baby too. They'd never met. Initially, he lied about it. He said maybe someone was trying to steal his identity. I showed him that they had his phone number, address, and recordings of his voice, then he finally came clean. He blocked her on New Year's Day. He wanted to run from it because he realized how much he had with me and couldn't continue the double life. He thought this would be a great time for a fresh start. He didn't consider that this woman would scour the internet to find out why on earth this person who claimed they loved her up until 12/31/21 would randomly disappear. Their relationship had been going on for a year. What's crazy is I spent the whole last year trying to understand why we were so disconnected, why he never had anything to talk about, why he always spent hours and hours playing video games, why our sex life has gotten horrible, why he won't open up to me. I'd try to leave, but he begged me to stay, blaming the pandemic or his mental illnesses or his past traumas. I tried to support him. I stayed against my better judgment, and he lied. I gave everything I had to him: love, sex, support, even money, and he lied. He ruined a fresh start for two women on opposite ends of the country. This will be a new year that I'll never forget. Update. If you saw my post yesterday, you know that my ex of 8 years had been lying about his identity and carrying out an emotional affair with a woman across the country. I blocked him on everything. The friend of the other woman who initially reached out to tell me what happened asked if I would be open to speaking with her. I was horribly uncomfortable with the idea at first, but now I'm glad I did. She made it much easier to leave his butt exactly where he was being weird. He said they met on a Discord server. Turns out they met on OnlyFans. He was her biggest tipper. He sent her gifts, which is insane because he always was terrible at managing his money. I bailed him out of rough financial situations so many times. The fact that my money may have gone to support a sex worker cheating with my man made me dry heave all night. I haven't eaten properly in 2 days. This Christmas, he got her a locket. He got me one too. He told her he was an addict who had hypersexual tendencies and struggled with anxiety stemming from an abusive childhood. She believed him, pitied him, and felt like she could support him. They bonded over a cat he never had, being Virgos and having anxiety. They spoke daily through texts and voice notes. She sent me some of them. I was sitting and wondering how I can be with someone every day and not realize this was happening. It was because he would take incredibly long showers and bathroom breaks. He would come out holding his stomach and talking about how he didn't know what he ate. I thought he had IBS or something. Turns out he was whispering to her while I was in the other room. She planned a trip for him to come visit her, paid for it and everything, but he bailed on her because he's a coward and told her it was because of anxiety. She tried to end things there, but he came back a few weeks later telling her he missed her. He told her she was the reason he was kicking his imaginary drug habit, that he needed her, that she was the only person he could talk to. Meanwhile, we share a bed every night. Every night, I would hold him and comfort him, trying to figure out what was wrong and get him to open up. He would say, "It's just been a rough day for me is all. I can't explain it." And I would take him at his word and tell him everything is going to be okay. I feel like an idiot. Today, he texted me from a Google number. I think text is his preferred choice of communication because it gives him time to formulate his lies. He told me he cried in a work meeting. He said that I'm all he can think about and he wishes he could take it all back. That he was willfully ignorant of his problems and chose to fall down a rabbit hole of voices to cope. Now he's actually getting help and he just wants me in his life, in some small way, to prove that he can be an honest man. I think it's setting in for him how upside down his life is without me. He lied about everything, but the one thing he swore was the truth was how much he loved me. It hurt, but I was strong. I reminded him that a lot of that sounds exactly like what he told the other woman. Why wait until after I'm done with him to be a man? I advised him to get better for himself and only him because I can't keep hurting myself to support him. I didn't cry this time. I think I can actually heal from this. First reaction from Anoop D. He ruined a fresh start for two women on opposite ends of the country. Nobody should be allowed to do that to you in your future. Next thought from Phil EO56. A month is a long time for him to try and weasel himself back into your good graces. Please be strong. You deserve better than this. This wasn't a mistake. He repeatedly chose to cheat every day for a year. A mistake is leaving the milk out of the fridge. He chose her over you continuously and is only sorry because he got caught. On to the next one. I'm in a relationship that is really bad for me. As the title said, I'm in a relationship that is screwing me up. Long story short, she cheated, and I'm here just forgiving her and still loving her. Do I trust her? Nope, not even a little bit. I get nightmares about her cheating again and again. This goes on for the entire night. I can't even get a good solid 30 minutes of sleep. Why am I still with her? I have no freaking idea. I don't want to stay, but I am scared to leave her. Knowing that if she goes on with her life as it is now, I know for a fact that her life will be screwed. I just don't have any clue what to do. First thing is that I don't want to leave her, but I know I have to. Second thing is that I want to fix our relationship. Third thing is that I just want one compliment back or just a simple thank you or just random call to say I love you. I'm going to leave her sooner or later, but until that day comes, I won't lose hope that she will change. Everyone deserves a second chance. First reaction comes from Rory. Remember, the second chance has to be different. No use cutting out the same cancer twice. Have you told her how you feel? Final thought from Efficient Log 4243. Coming from a person who has been in your position, if you can't trust her, then is the relationship really worth pursuing? I've forgiven my ex for cheating on me and I stayed, but it took a huge toll on me. I was always wondering if he's speaking to someone else and I get called paranoid when I ask. I loved him and I still do, but I would much rather choose my peace over the love I have for him. If she's putting in the effort, then yeah, for sure, give her another chance if you want to. My ex, when we got back together, had immediately blocked me on all social media and only communicated with me through text. I found out he was cheating again with his friends.